any spiritual story, any spiritual text, any Bible, any whatever you want to look at, them people, if they're alive today, could have been diagnosed with the same stuff. And I'm diagnosed. So, I mean, I feel like I know what I'm talking about because I still get up, I walk and everything. You still going to have what they call hallucinations. To me, it's a gift. I don't care what nobody say. I hear bad and good, but it's just like you got to thug it out. A, and B, we live in a spiritual world. You're going to hear bad spirits, but I can tell you that I heard more bad spirits before I understood what I understood now. And now I have more power over it and everything. But see, if you look at Moses, you look at anybody in the Bible, right? Like, I'm going to use Moses as the best example because he pops up in the Bible, Quran, Torah. So if you look at Moses, right, he accidentally kills a man, runs away from home, sees a burning bush, talk to him. Now, a lot of folks say that God, right, when he speaks to you, he speaks through an inner voice in your own head and blah, 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 and stuff like that. That's true. But God also speaks to different people different ways because everybody's different, has different gifts and different perspectives. Everybody don't experience reality the same. The book says that he heard it coming from the bush. So that means that he, in this world's terms, was hallucinating. He heard it. He heard a voice, right? So then that voice never went away for the rest of his life. Voice told him to go gather them people. He gathered them people and he led them to the promised land, right? But the thing is, Moses never even got to the promised land. He had to pass it down to Benjamin. So it's weird because a lot of folk will believe, like a lot of psychiatrists, a lot of stuff like that will believe in the Bible but don't believe in how the Bible says the world operates. So on top of that, it's also, they say that if you hear the voice of God, if you hear a voice and it gives you fear, anxiety, or anything like that, then it's not the voice of God because God didn't give us the spirit of fear. Okay, see, that's true, but true in the wrong way because you can read any translation, different translations. Some of them will say God didn't give us a spirit to be timid, right? Name one person in the Bible. I'll use a couple of examples, right? Jonah. When Jonah heard the voice of God, that man got scared. He went and he ran. That's why he didn't go to Nineveh, because he was scared. Paul. When Paul heard the voice of God, that man got shook. When Paul saw the apparition of Jesus, that man was shook. So it's like when you tell people, oh, if you get scared and stuff like that, then it's not God. That's not so much true. What God is saying is you need to stand up and be bold. You need to stand up and believe. You need to stand up. See, that's not something he can control. God can't just make you not scared. That's something that you have to do yourself. So